All right, all right. Come on in. I know it's been a long time since y'all seen me on this YouTube. Yeah, James B. So I want to make this live short if I can. I got a lot of stuff to say, a lot of stuff going on. Uh, I just took a big way hiatus, because I saw how things was going in this, I guess, world country where it was a lot of progress being made, and there still is when it comes to trans rights, LGBT. But as we see who has came into office right now, which is part of prophecy, you know, last trumpet, you know, of where things could be headed. Um, but even now, it's going to work out for the great, going to work out for the good because the devil only has but a short time. All right. So it there has been too much momentum that trans people have gained, especially the last 2 3 years. I mean, Congress women, senators around the world who are trans have accomplished that which people felt like even certain trans people feel like they couldn't accomplish. And there was seemed to be a great awakening of people starting to realize, hey, we can't get rid of them. Maybe there's more to this. Maybe there's more to them. Maybe there's more to life than what we were uh, told. Okay, so yeah, trans people have been doing a lot of things, and then when it seems like everything is going boo woo, then here we are today, 2025 February, where you have people who feel like they want to do everything to erase. Okay, hey, how y'all doing, everybody? Izzy 67766. Is it Jennifer? Schroeder? Sean? Hey, uh, yeah. Hey, how y'all doing? Anyway, so uh, good to see y'all in here. I appreciate everybody. Well, okay, is that 26 people? Okay. Anyway, appreciate everybody who's here in the live. Yeah. Uh, there's a lot of things that have been transpiring. And I told people before, always, look at the greats. No matter what the losses you have, look at the victories. We have, trans people who have done great things in places like Trinidad, a trans woman who I believe is a senator. We have a lot of, we have even in Thailand right now, they have legalized gay sex recently. So when people try to like throw things and say, well, this is American madness, this gender confusion is something new and it's something, and of course I have covered that how that's nothing new. And also far as, it being around the world in most cultures. So when we have this going on at one end, on the other end, there's going forward. Britain, in some aspects are going forward, but they have a little issue over there too. Thailand, other places that not only are recognizing that they have what other coaches might call third gender, but also are making the laws, giving more protections, put it like that. So when we look at all these things going on, he said, well, wow, I mean, what happened in shorter period of time? Are we on the right track? Are we doing something wrong? They say if you don't have any haters, you're doing something wrong. If just like when I tell people to kind of break it down, because I used to go deep into stuff and I no longer do that when I debate people about trans and trans existing and all that. I said the way I broke it down is what Dr. Kamani, okay, I'm looking at a message. Kabal Kamani said, excuse me. Well, he was basically, for those who in the conscious community understand about how things work in polarity. So anytime you have a lot of polarity, you have two sides. You have the good and the bad. It has to exist. If there's good, it has to be bad. If there's black, it has to be white. If there's this, it has to be that. But if those two exist, there's always going to be that which exists in between the two. All right. So you can't have male and female, and they're not going to be intersex. People say there's only two genders. Trump want to do this thing about there's only two genders and all this stuff like that, right? According to these executive orders that really don't have any real true power, they're not law. There's executive orders, and it's only on the federal level. But those who study law, or you familiar with how things go, you kind of know that. So what he's just doing, he's just, as they say, flooding the field to try to get all these things done and basically tire you out. So you think, oh, he has power when he really doesn't have any. All right. And we know who really has the true power of all, the Most High. But there's always going to exist. There's always going to be that which exists in between those two. So there's not just black and white. There's different many colors. Like the Bible says, my father's different many mansions. There's this, there's that. There's all that in between those two. Okay, so it's always existed, always going to happen. There's not just day and night. There's midnight. There's midday. There's afternoon. Anytime you have, no matter what it is, you're going to have at least three: mother, father, child. It's not necessarily a thing of two. It's three. So that's just a simple way of putting it, okay, to people. All right, you don't have to have a brain fart with these people and go up to X, X, Y, this, that, and other, because that about animals and homosexuality and trans and the fish and clownfish and all that could change sex and plants. Because a lot of people don't even know that men and women both have the same hormones at different levels. Most people are just being hip to the fact that a lot of animals are what people today consider gay. Uh, okay, yeah. So hola to those in the Eri, Revolt, Nocto. Think if I'm saying your name wrong, correct me. All right. Okay. So hey y'all. Bonjour, hola, and all that good stuff. Wagwan, shalom, all that good stuff. So, um, yeah, there's so much to unpack and unwind, but I just want just to say this to keep people, fighting for what's right, man, fighting for what's true, not to lose faith based on what we see on TV. And if it helps, even turn it off. Like sometimes it helps us to turn what Elon, what Musk are doing, because they really don't have any true power. Like government means to govern the mind, to govern the mental. So when you give these people your attention, that's how they govern you, through your mind, through your thoughts. You believing that they're more powerful than what they actually really are. So not saying they don't have any sway politically or any legally, but it's things that don't really have any over. So stop giving them too much power. Even with your thoughts, I don't know if some of y'all recently, you probably have noticed, like if you start thinking about something, it just starts to happen, just manifest. Like you be thinking about something in somebody, and you're like, oh man, I probably shouldn't have said that, because now here it is. Or you was thinking that, and that's been happening a lot recently to I and where I'm at, and things have even gotten better in my situation, like I said, and just changing my thoughts, and that happened. Like I think a certain way, and there was a lot of stuff going on, where I live, and I'm gonna just keep it like that. It's much more, way better. But anyway, and not to live in fear, because fear holds you back. Fear keeps you from achieving that which needs to be accomplished. Fear is just an illusion. Okay, danger is real, but fear is an illusion. All right. Uh, so yeah, but anyway, I want to deal with this whole bathroom thing, man. This bathroom situation in Arizona, and try to tell people that a lot of people are worrying about the wrong things. The reason why people like Trump and Elon are able to get in the position that they're in, just like other people who I guess want to be dictators or what dictators, whatever, was through culture wars. I know y'all probably have heard this recently if you watch videos of people break this, giving analysis of what is taking place right now. So you get these charismatic leaders and people finally blindly follow, and they have people thinking that this group of people are the reason why you're poor, the reason why your relationships are failing, and and they'll feed into it based off of their ignorance and mention about fear and hate, which is all breeds all of that. And then they start to say, "Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. We can win. We get rid of these people. We get rid of these people who look like this. And we get rid of these people who woo, and we'll preserve this pure culture identity, right?" And then America or Germany or whatever, or Russia, whatever, will be a great powerhouse. And those places find themselves, China to have found themselves under more control. Uh, it applies to sex, it applies to guns, it applies to food, it applies to anything that the government feels, especially if you're supposed to be in a free democracy, whatever, feels that you don't need, or they have to tell you what you do and what you do not need. When they dictate to you and say, "Oh, well, we're the government. We're here to help you," as they say, right? Don't believe it, right? Or we're here to make sure that you live a healthy life. So you mean to tell me all this time I could buy this, I could buy that. Now you're concerned about my health. When I was doing this, so you mean to tell me if the same government that will let you go fight a war get blown to pieces for a war they can't really justify, all these wars they really couldn't justify, they concerned about your health. They concerned about if you catch cancer now. All of a sudden now. No, it's about control. Like they don't really want to get it off the shelf. They just only want to dictate if we give you this, you can only buy this with that. But anyway, with the whole bathroom thing and stuff, uh, we're the only nation that has security guards telling people and women primarily that they can't come in because they believe that they were trans. All right. I guess they, and you try to tell people, say, yo, trans people and even trans men, you're not going to know they're in the building half the time. You're not going to know, right? Trans is not necessarily an aesthetic, a certain look. It's not. Okay, so you just had this video that went, I guess, sort of viral. My wife had shared it earlier. It was this stud the caption was like, "Oh, you're trying to keep studs from the bathroom," or something. Something I'm paraphrasing. I'm going off the top of my dome. And it was just like, wow. It was these two guards. I think it was like Tucson, Arizona. It was these two male guards, security, sheriff, with a tactical vest on, basically policing who can and cannot go into the restrooms, not the bathrooms. And the woman, told him, uh, yeah, I'm just a lesbian stuff. Oh, you thought I was whatever? Like, no, I'm a whole female. Like, I'm a woman, sir. And they looking guilty. Like, oh, stop. Oh, we done messed up. They, I'm just like, wow. And I said too, I said the only way they could really police this is to really stand in front of bathrooms and police people. All right, I guess really look you up and down to see who is trans. And by doing that, you're going to get lawsuits from people that you're claiming that you're protecting. The same women that you claim you're protecting, that's who is going to be suing you. And that has happened before. It happened in North Carolina. There was boycotts, because I think North Carolina was the first state to implement the trans bathroom ban. And shortly after that, they had got some boycotts, lawsuits, whatever. They repealed it. But then they reamped it again. They got people angry and mad again, right? Republicans there in that state. And I think it was something like that maybe here in Florida too. But when they, even DeSantis, when he first came in, DeSantis was like, and that's the thing about politics, man. He first came in, he said, yo, there's bigger issues to worry about than the bathroom. This is what Governor DeSantis said. Paraphrasing what he said. Then you have Trump in 2016 was like, yeah, it's really not that bad of an issue. If they want to use the bathroom, let them use the bathroom, right? It's not a big issue. But then they say, dang, if we really want these ignorant people to vote for us, we have to play on sports and the bathroom. We have to make some little story about something happening with somebody who is really not trans doing something to somebody, and wait for that to happen to be like, oh, yeah, see, and then they gain momentum, right? Sports is another thing too. Like I said, you have people like Clarissa Shields, who I like, her boxing, whatever, but I do not like her transphobia. I'm gonna call it out. Get mad if you want to. I don't care. It's 20. I don't care. From 2025 on to 2038, I don't give a damn. Okay, excuse my language. Okay. For ones like them to sit there and say that they do not want to fight trans women, right? Because it's unfair, right? The body structure, the bone density, all that. But then want to fight men. Want to fight, what's the guy? Jake Paul want to fight these men And shout out to Fallon Fox for pointing this out. Fallon Fox, who was USC trans fighter who got a lot of slack, for fighting, bringing these points out, which I had brought out prior to. Like, yo, you have young females who are doing wrestling matches with young boys at these high schools, beating the boys, and there's no backlash. Where's the outrage? But if they were arresting a trans female at the high school who's on hormones, probably on hormones, it would be a problem because they don't want ones to really take the hormones anyway, and then they don't want trans people to really be in sports. So they feel like this thing of, oh, the Mexicans taking this away. Then you have people who are also marginalized for, like, yeah, the trans are taking this away, or it's the black people taking this away, and it's and the people that they think really care about them do not care about them. The white elitists only care about the white elitists. They don't care about the poor white people who think, oh, if I get rid of the trans, I'll be able to pay for all this food. Okay, I have $20 tank full of gas. If I get rid of the black people, I will. If we get rid of, or we keep them from getting these benefits, or we get, they believe that by doing that they will have a better life. And I'm here to ask you guys, since you got the orange man in office, how was your light bill? How was your light bill after the winter storm, especially in certain places in the South, where I live at? How was your light bill? You was probably planning a great vacation, wasn't you? And you got hit with a crazy light bill. How was the food, the prices? Trump said that when he first, in 24 hours of him being elected president, right, he become president, he will slash these prices down, right? And then when people question him, hell, it's been about what, 2-3 weeks now? Well, that's because of Biden. So he's blaming the prices not going down on President Biden. But everything else he could write an executive order on. I write an executive order, but he didn't write an executive order that gas that you could that a bag of chips will only be 25 cents. Each bag of chips would be 25 cents. I went to the damn store today, got some chips. You know how much they was? $4.50 at the damn dollar store. But I want to worry about who going to the bathroom right now. Where in Thailand and other places, a bathroom, there's trans women everywhere. As I mentioned, Thailand, they legalized gay sex because even though trans was, and being gay was, legal, but as far as getting married, wasn't institutionalized. It wasn't, married. You couldn't do it. Wasn't institutionalized. So, they just recently did that. But trans women have always used the bathroom over there. You ask most women over there, do they have an issue with trans women using the restroom? And they say, oh, no, I see them as women. Like, they don't think about it. Like, nothing happens. There's no big issue. There's no situations. And the Republicans know this. I mean, the Republicans who are like high in office, like Trump and all of them, even the senators, they know this, but they know the people that they really want to gear towards are ignorant, are dumb. All right. And I see the ignorance on both sides, Republican or Democrat. So I don't want nobody to watch my videos thinking, oh, he did. No, I see the ignorance on both sides. People are ignorant when it comes to firearm and firearm safety and what firearms do when they don't do. And people are ignorant when it comes to gender. People are just ignorant on a lot of different things. And that's cool. But just know that you're ignorant. I'm ignorant on certain things because until somebody teach me about it, I don't know. And that's cool. All right. And even if you know something, you don't know everything about that particular subject. Okay. But yeah, man, and that's just kind of where I wanted to just kind of put this out, man. Put this out to the universe, man. For anybody to hear this, hear it. You know, it's crazy that people have to suffer because of people's fear of the unknown when it comes to something that you could take the time out your day to understand. You could take the time out of the day to talk and listen and see what you're dealing with. And you have nothing to be afraid of. Trans people are not the boogie men and women, the boogie beings. They're not. Okay, they've been around for thousands of years by different names, and every culture has a name. I don't care what it is. America, I don't care what the culture, always had a name for someone. For people who are people will call excuse me, gender non-variant. So yeah, the fear is keeping people back. It's keeping you behind. There's so many things that this country needs, and worrying about who's playing sports, what you identify playing playing what what you identify as you're going to the bathroom, you know, doesn't do anything. It doesn't. And the coaches and people who worry so much about that, they're not free coaches. They're under a dictatorship. China, you have what's a social credit score. Don't you say the wrong things, or you can't buy a certain house, you can't get certain properties. Russia, don't you doing certain similar thing in Russia? North Korea. So most of the places that when they start to try to ban or start to try to erase the LGBT history, just like they did with Stonewall. I think the website for Stonewall, the federal government website for Stonewall, they left LGB and took out the T. You know, they do little stuff like that. Um, yeah, that you end up becoming oppressed because when you oppress one group of people, you end up oppressing yourself by default. And especially people where you really can't justify, like, okay, all right, what did if you're going to hold somebody back, okay, what did they do to you? It's like, okay, if you're going to put somebody in prison, what did they do to you or your family? Oh, they murdered my family member. Okay, it makes sense. Put them in prison. Okay, what did trans people have done as a collective to deserve so much? Oh, we don't want to learn about them. We don't want to hear about. I mean, what did? Oh, because somebody put on a dress, somebody put on the makeup, somebody da 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 da. Somebody says that they're do that. So you can learn about the Greeks and the Romans, but you can't learn about the gayness of the Greeks and the Romans. They exist, but the oh man, what's the word you're trying to the undeniable proof that they were gay and homosexual, or what we would today term or call bisexual or gay, was very open, very in Greco-Roman culture at times. So if you really don't want your children to learn anything about gay culture, don't teach them about the Greco-Roman way. But then again, America is the Neo-Greco-Roman Empire today. So you know, and America has never been a straight country. It has never been a fully just straight country. But yeah, it's like I say, all this stuff where you have to just, tell people look within inside yourself. Don't look into politicians. Don't even get caught up in religion. And when I mean don't get caught up in religion, still have a walk with the Most High, with God, with Yah. But don't get caught up in this religion. Don't get caught up in the politics. With politics, where religion has become political too as well. Look within inside yourself. Everything and everyone you see is a different aspect of you, whether bad, good. They are a reflection of you. We all connected in some way. We all influence each other's energy in some way, shape, or form, or fashion. Okay. If you be around somebody that have certain energy, it affects you. You be around them, they can affect you. You might make them happy, you might upset them just by being you. Uh, Depending on what wavelength they're on. So we all are connected. Okay. We all serve a purpose on this planet. All right, or on this plane, however you want to say it. The Earth is flat, round, however you want to say it. We all serve a purpose in this 3D reality, which we're going in 4D of existence, 3D plane of existence, right? It's reality. And everybody has to play their part. As much as I want certain people not to be where they at right now, to be in the position where they at, they're there for a reason. And it's to do bad, but it's for the good to come. And then it's to do good, however you want to look at it. It's like if these things didn't happen, a miracle couldn't happen. In order to you to feed somebody, somebody has to be starving. In order for us to gain the kingdom, somebody have to try to keep us from the crown, has to try to keep us from the throne. So my thing is to tell trans people out there, take the throne. It's yours. It's yours. Take it. It belongs to you. It's nothing they can do. It's yours. The Most High said it. It's yours. You're still here breathing. It's yours. If you're watching me, it's yours. They can't take you away. All the killings, all the laws, and you're still here because you serve a purpose, a very great purpose. The reason why is because you're strong. You're strong. You're stronger than them. You're stronger than I. That's why they come at you so much. You have people who don't want peace because they benefit from the division on this earth. In order for there to be peace and unity, all genders must come together as one, or there won't be peace. Indonesia had a legend, or has the saying, because they have up to 5 genders. The earth would never have peace until all 5 genders come together, okay, or live together. So, if you want peace on this earth, because like I said, you can't have the male without the female. You can't have the female without the male. They have to exist, the opposites. Then if those two opposites exist, you have to have, okay? So in order for there to be perfect unity, you have to exist together. You have to coexist. You have to. Because if you take trans out, then the man, the woman have to go. If you take the man out, the woman got to go. You take the woman out, it's going to be very unbalanced. There's a saying that ones who believe like, oh, the black woman is God, they believe, they will say there was a time on Earth was basically created for women, right? Mother Earth is Earth. So there was women, they say it was women on the planet before men for like 1,000 years, like pre-mortal time. There was women, nothing but women. They used to produce women. Women can only produce women, all that. And later on to men came, right? Men became the protectors and women. But there was a lot of wars because it was only just women, all right? And women, when it comes to just women being around each other, we know they y'all can get very emotional and dramatic and want to fight. So that's why we got the baddies club and all that and stuff. So women can fight more than men. So there was a lot of wars. That's where you got the whole thing about Athena, Wonder Woman, and all that. That's based off of that, right? Legend. So to bring balance, the male had to come at some point. So then we have the female to the male, okay, as being out of protector and they being the softer. Then you're gonna have, you know, the man, the male child or the woman child or the female that could come out of that. But then you're gonna have what? The trans or intersex that's gonna come out of that too. But here's the key too, that sometimes the trans is not that which is come after. Sometimes trans or intersex is that which is in between, was that which was first, and out of that one comes many. But I want to leave with that. Gotta go, y'all. And I appreciate y'all for checking this live. I'll probably do another live maybe tomorrow or so like that. I most likely probably will because there's other things I want to probably talk about that's been happening, going on. But I appreciate y'all for showing the love, for the love of the Sabbath coming in. So by the time you see this, it probably might be the Sabbath. Shabbat Shalom. Y'all have a good evening, good day. Y'all be blessed and out. Shalom.